Disclaimer. I doesn't claim any of the arts. All the pictures shown belongs to the respective artist and company. If you are original owner and want me to remove the video, I will do it immediately. Just send me an email to inform me. And if you like my content, please subscribe to my channel.
A short time before saving the two-tailed fox, Jin Hyuk walked through the streets with Vulcan. Jin Hyuk said they had one final place to go, the Tower of Class Change, to get spirit power. Vulcan asked why, since Jin Hyuk was already a spirit master. Jin Hyuk explained that his class change was like becoming an all-master and regaining memories from his past life, even though he didn't have spirit power yet. Vulcan suggested they take a break from spending the Golden Lich's wealth. Suddenly, they got a notification that the nine-tailed fox had found something. The fox pointed in a direction, and they looked. The fox went quiet, leaving Jin Hyuk curious. She eventually asked for his help, saying her baby was in danger. Jin Hyuk was surprised to encounter the nine-tailed fox's child in such an unlikely place. The fox gave him a quest to rescue the baby fox, a disciple of the neutral god. She promised a reward, an item to increase his friendliness with the nine-tailed fox. The first reward would be after the rescue, and the second after the fox's recovery. Jin Hyuk saw this as unexpected good luck. Kim recognized the mask on Jin Hyuk's clothes and identified him as the one who had cut off his leg. Jin Hyuk questioned where he had met Kim before. Angry, Kim told his companions to attack Jin Hyuk, but Jin Hyuk disappeared, holding the baby fox. Jin Hyuk asked Kim if he had intentionally harmed the fox, saying it was his last bit of good fortune. Struggling to stand, Kim threatened to cut off Jin Hyuk's leg. Jin Hyuk turned to the nine-tailed fox for advice on how to deal with Kim and his companions. Without hesitation, the fox told Jin Hyuk to eliminate them. Kim told his companions to surround Jin Hyuk, but Jin Hyuk calmly threw Kim's severed leg back at him. In that moment, Jin Hyuk used the skill Corpse Explosion, detonating the leg and quickly ending the trio's lives. Back at their home, Jin Hyuk thought about giving the fox a name because always calling it the baby fox was not practical. He considered making the name shorter, but realized that box didn't sound good with the fox. Vulcan and the nine-tailed fox agreed, seeing that there could be problems when the fox grew up. Jin Hyuk asked Vulcan for a better name suggestion, and Vulcan happily said Horan, combining Ho, meaning fox, and Rang, meaning bright. However, Jin Hyuk and the two foxes didn't seem happy with this choice since it was a two-tailed fox. Jin Hyuk decided to name it Miho. Its full name, Lee Miho, meant two-tailed fox in Korean. Vulcan playfully asked if the picky fox Miho was happy with the name, and Miho's expression showed it was okay with it. A system message then said the partial quest was completed, and Jin Hyuk had saved the nine-tailed fox's child Miho, giving a reward. An energy ball appeared above Miho's head, forming a fox mask. This mask let the user use the fox's abilities, with the strength growing with the owner's power. Comparing it to his Oni mask that Haru gave it to Jin Hyuk, Jin Hyuk internally recognized the charm skill's appeal for detain and stopping an opponent. However, the nine-tailed fox reminded him the quest was still going and said Miho needed to restore its health. A second quest appeared, requiring Jin Hyuk to feed Miho 999 fresh raw livers to help it recover. The reward would be more friendship with the nine-tailed fox. Jin Hyuk knew getting 999 livers himself would be hard, but accepted it, seeing the mask's value and knowing there was no other choice. Wearing a sly smile and aware of the benefits of gaining favor, Jin Hyuk looked forward to what was next. With everything ready, Vulcan mentioned wanting to take a leisurely walk. As Vulcan leaving the room, Jin Hyuk told him that at dawn they'd go to the Tower of Class Change. He emphasized that if Vulcan might be late, he should go straight to the tower. Vulcan flew over the city, seeing the big difference from his earlier tower climb. But an uneasy feeling came over him. Recognizing the sensation, Vulcan hid behind a building, watching the people passing by. Soon he spotted a dragon, recognizable by its horns and the wild energy coming from it. The dragon sighed and, with a threatening look, declared its plan to wipe out all dragons. Vulcan was shocked, knowing dragons are narcissistic and often show family love, being the proudest of the four royalties. The idea of a dragon vowing to destroy its own kind was unbelievable. Feeling very concerned, Vulcan worried the dragons would soon come to the 10th floor. One girl whispers to her friend, "Look, that dragon is sitting in that place again." Her friend agrees, saying that the dragon has stayed in the same spot for many days. The other girl adds, "And it's talking nonsense that doesn't make any sense." For a few days, Vulcan talks to himself, confused inside. He wonders why the dragons have not done anything. Suddenly, the dragon's eyes lock onto Vulcan, making him nervous as he wonders if the dragon has noticed him. The dragon sees Vulcan as the measly ghost, acting awkwardly. Vulcan gets angry at this description and jumps to confront the dragon in a threatening way. He says that the dragon, not knowing his true strength, should understand the extent of his power. Vulcan even makes fun of the dragon as a young dragon, which makes the dragon angry, clenching its teeth in anger, asking how Vulcan dares to call it a dragon and if he wants to face death. Meanwhile, on the edge of the 10th floor, Jin Hyuk approaches the Tower of Class Change. He talks about his frustration, cursing Vulcan for not coming back and wondering why Vulcan hasn't answered his telepathy. Jin Hyuk opens the door to the tower only to find it empty. His attention shifts to a voice introducing itself. The man with messy hair and a mark on his forehead warmly welcomes Jin Hyuk and introduces himself as Ken, the climber responsible for the Tower of Class Change. Jin Hyuk comments on the emptiness, and Ken explains that few people on the 10th floor wake up their mana. Jin Hyuk expresses his desire to use the Necromancer's room and asks Ken if it's possible. Ken agrees but requests proof of Jin Hyuk's awakened mana by having him put energy into a crystal ball. Jin Hyuk asks if he needs to channel the mana into it, and Ken confirms. Jin Hyuk places his hand on the ball and begins to put his dark and mesmerizing purple mana into it. The power is so strong that Ken can't believe it. He wonders how a 10th floor climber has such powerful mana. The ball becomes so full that it starts to crack and eventually breaks into many pieces. Ken is surprised that the broken crystal ball was so great that he fell to the floor, unable to understand what had just happened. Unworried, Jin Hyuk calmly asked about the location of the Necromancer's room. Meanwhile, Vulcan was in a fierce fight with the dragon. His struggle is clear inside as he worries about not being with Jin Hyuk, limiting his mana and soul resources. Smiling in a bad way, the dragon mocked Vulcan, asking how long he planned to hide behind souls and telling him to face the fight directly. A random guy recognized the dragon's distinctive horns, confirming that it was indeed a dragon, a statement that made the dragon angry. It turned towards the random guy angrily, telling them to be quiet and asking who they were calling a dragon. The random guy ran away in fear. Seeing this, Vulcan decided that the man was definitely a dragon but reacted sensitively to the word. It was as if his body and soul had been separated, making Vulcan wonder if this was possible. Suddenly, Vulcan remembered that something similar had happened to Jin Hyuk. Excited, he called a soul soldier and turned it into a weapon, leaving the dragon amazed. Vulcan said he wanted to study the substance in the dragon's body and fired a soul laser, narrowly missing the dragon whose cape took the hit. The dragon acknowledged Vulcan's strength, agreeing he was no mere ghost. Vulcan then used spirit power, a magic technique that uses souls like mana, a skill even Jin Hyuk couldn't do. Yet, Vulcan confidently said he was the first spirit master and would make the dragon regret fighting with him while attacking the dragon. As the dragon dodged, he sarcastically asked if they were introducing themselves. Appearing next to Vulcan, the dragon said he was Hendrik, the Dragon Slayer, and would send Vulcan to Nirvana. A dragon slayer, Vulcan repeated, wondering how a strong soul ended up in a dragon's body. Hendrik attacked with the flowing dragon ride, forcing both to create distance. Vulcan realized he had underestimated Hendrik. As a young dragon with a dragon slayer soul and a climber of the 7,800th floor, Vulcan knew even with Jin Hyuk, victory was not certain. Quickly, Vulcan avoided Hendrik's attack and counterattacked, but Hendrik scoffed, saying, "Do you think I will get hit by that again?" Just as Hendrik was about to dodge, Vulcan used Soulbind to hold him still. Vulcan then unleashed a massive attack at Hendrik. However, Hendrik used his 10,000 slashes to break free. Suddenly, Hendrik saw a huge purple spirit hand. It was Vulcan's Soulbind giant attack heading towards him.
Thank you for watching this video until the end. Support this channel by liking this video and subscribing the channel. And if you want me to recap another manhwa or manga, write its name in the comments section. And if you want to know that what happened in previous chapters, you can watch them in this channel. Stay tuned for next chapters.